There is real poetry in the real world. Science is the poetry of reality. Richard Dawkins opined that science is not only important, but is also interesting. Here on How to Science, I'm going to attempt to convey science as being an interesting thing that everyone can understand. But what, you may ask, is science, and how does it work? Well, we have this short little video here that will hopefully spell that out for you. Here we go.
Humans have an intrinsic curiosity. We love to know how things work. Science gives us a way to find out. When people think of science, they imagine big university buildings with antisocial madmen working by themselves on some crazy scheme. Scientists have always been portrayed as eccentrics, usually trying to subvert nature somehow. But most scientists are placid folk who are just trying to understand nature. Science, however, isn't limited to people in big expensive buildings. Even you can be a scientist.
Me?
That's right, Timmy. Anyone can do science. In fact, you do it every day. When you cross the street, you observe and measure the vehicles, calculating their distance and speed, which you check against a theory of car behavior to decide when to cross. When you decide what takeaways to buy, you're observing what is available, checking against your theory of what is tasty. Well done, Timmy. You're doing science.
But science seems so hard and esoteric. How do I do it?
That's simple, Timmy. Science consists of 4 basic tenets: characterizations, hypothesis, predictions, and experiments. Characterizations. First, you observe something. It could be anything. It could be that cars like to speed through yellow lights. It could be that they speed up when students cross the road. It could even be that cheap VHF effects happen when you sneeze. Now that you have an observation, you're ready to form a hypothesis. This is a statement of fact describing what you observed. For instance, cheap VHF effects are caused when I sneeze. It is important to keep observing and to adjust your hypothesis when new information comes to light. Predictions. Armed with your new prediction, you're ready to go straight on into experiments. It's time to test your prediction. First, you attempt to sneeze. Note the fact that the sneeze and effect happened at the same time. Do this a few more times to make sure that they do in fact happen together. One thing to remember about science: you could repeat this test 1,000,000 times and always get positive results, but that won't necessarily mean that your sneezing causes the effect. Absolute certainty does not exist in science. You now have to prove that your sneezing really does cause VHF effects. Have you ever witnessed VHF effects when you're not sneezing? Do other people's sneezes cause VHF effects too? How does your sneeze cause VHF effects? These are the questions you must answer.
But how?
Oh, Timmy, you'll have to use science.
Well, that was very interesting. Thank you, Timmy. But why is science important? The late Dr. Carl Sagan, author of the book The Demon-Haunted World, opined that every citizen should make a concerted effort to learn science. Learning science promotes critical thinking and enables us to think clearly about what products we want to buy, more importantly, what politicians to vote for. Free inquiry is a cornerstone of a true democracy. Many people say that, didn't science, create atomic warfare? And so this is kind of true. Science created the technology that enabled the bomb to be made, but it was political pressure groups that really pushed for the bombs to be made, and it was during times of war and conflict. The scientists themselves railed against such horrific use of their work to kill innocent people. Well, that's all we've got just at the moment, so we're going to go cut to an ad for a moment, and then we'll be right back.